Welcome back for today's college football pick video play. And if you're interested in getting all of our college football picks for today's action, including our free play, which is going to be a pick against the spread in the Southern Miss versus Alabama matchup, you can check all of those out over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description. Heading into this one, I'm going to be talking about this Mountain West battle between Utah State and San Diego State and give our lean on where we see the better value on the over-under with that total number at 53.5 points. And it's actually the road squad, Utah State, coming in as favorites, giving 4 points. Vegas giving a lot of respect to Utah State. They actually came in initially as even larger favorites than where we currently see them. The betting public has brought this one down a little bit, but coming into the 2019 season, a lot of people have higher expectations for Utah State, and that's definitely been translating in terms of the spreads that we've seen Vegas giving the Aggies. Now, Utah State, they've opened up 1-1 overall. They had a very competitive matchup back in week 1, which came on the road against Wake Forest. Tough battle there against an ACC opponent, and that's a Wake Forest opponent that tends to play in these higher scoring affairs, leaning more on their offensive strengths over the past couple of seasons, and the Aggies coming up just short by a final of 35-38, very respectable result. And then in their last outing at home against an FCS opponent, Utah State looking very impressive against Stony Brook, winning that one by a final of 62-7. Now the Aggies, they've shown that they can play off of their offensive strengths this year, but this is also a group that has defensive strengths, and we'll see what kind of matchup we get into here. You would think that it's potentially going to be a lower scoring game, as the home squad San Diego State loves slowing things down and playing methodical football, and I don't think the Aggies would mind necessarily playing that type of matchup here with the Aztecs. So the home squad San Diego State, they've opened up 3-0, and they've been, in terms of what we've been seeing from them, playing the kind of football that we often see from the Aztecs. So back in week 1 against an FCS opponent, beating Weber State by a final of 6-0, then going on the road in their last 2 outings, taking down UCLA, Chip Kelly, Pac-12 squad that likes to play with some up-tempo, but the Aztecs were effective in limiting the damage clearly as they went on to beat the Bruins by a final of 23-14. And then again in their last outing, which also came on the road, that one against New Mexico State, winning it by a final of 31-10. And on the season right now, the Aztecs leaning on their defensive strengths. They're only giving up 8 points per contest, and then their offense ranks 110th in all of the FBS in scoring average, putting up 20 points per game. When you're only scoring 20 points per game on average and you're sitting 3-0 undefeated, that's a sign that your defense is definitely stepping up to the plate. And we feel like this is going to play right into another one of those typical Aztec style games, methodical, slowing things down, limiting the number of plays, and we think it could be potentially a lower scoring game, having a hard time getting that total close to this 53.5. So in terms of where we see the better value, we're going to go with the under 53.5 as the better value bet. If you agree, give the video a thumbs up. Disagree, give it a thumbs down. And as always, you can check out all of our college football picks for today's action over at stumpthespread.com, which is linked down in the video description.